Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here. Welcome back to the channel for another update on Kadena. So, Kadena's had a nice pump today. It pumped 12% earlier. In the lower time frames, it is looking like it's putting in a slight rejection. So, this is how I'm going to be trading this major pump that happened today. I'm going to be showing you the lower time frames, the higher time frames, what I think about everything that's developing right now, and then also showing you this new trade which I have just entered before recording this video for Kadena. So, let's start off on the lower time frames. On the daily time frame, you can see we came right up to this line here, $1.13, and we did put in a rejection. Now, this is a key level which has been in place since the 5th of December. We did slice through this over on the 8th of November. We didn't really touch this too much, but you can see we put in a rejection right over here in December. Then we came into January. We had a plethora of rejections over here. Then we put in a green, red, green formation, holding this as support. We back tested this over here, flipped it as resistance over here, had a green, red, green through this over here, many resistance zones over here, and we are once again right back at this level for the first time since early March. So it looks like if we do zoom into the lower time frames, the 4 hour, this was a very, very clear rejection zone. We pinged right up to this and got pushed back down. And in the lower time frames, you can also see we have just broken out of this range. If we do look at this range that we back tested on the 25th of February, we've back tested this. When we got rejected from the top of this while we were in this range, we had a very quick move to the downside. When we had a swing failure pattern beneath this range, we had a very quick move to the upside. You can see multiple swing failure patterns over here, which resulted in very, very quick moves back down to the downside. Swing failure pattern here, quick move to the upside. And once again, just like these periods over here, once again, we're looking at the top of this range with these rejections over here. When we did have these swing failure patterns above this lower time frame range, you can see that they've all correlated in pretty sizable moves back down to the downside. So I do think Kadena should start moving back down to about $1.07 and then potentially start moving down in the lower time frames. Now, on the 4 hour as well, while we have put in this rejection from this very, very key trend line, you can see this is resulting in a double top in the stochastic RSI on the 4 hour. Daily time frame as well, with this pump that we just had today, the stochastic RSI, at least the short-term moving average, pushed all the way up to 100. So we are monumentally overextended in the lower time frames. 4 hour time frame is flipping bearish. Daily time frame is very, very overextended right now, as we have just been rejected from this major level. And as we have been rejected from this level, this is not just an arbitrary line in the sand which we have drawn. If we do come over to our next chart over on the weekly time frame, looking at our EMA ribbons, you can actually see this is coming into confluence with the 21 EMA. We've been rejected from either the 21 or 25 EMA many times throughout this bear market. Often we manage to push up a little bit further to the 25 EMA. So if we do see a little bit of continuation up on Kadena, it is possible we could move as high as $1.22 before putting in that next local top. But with that being said, coming over to the higher time frames, things are looking pretty bleak right now. If I remove the drawings, remove the EMA ribbons, you can see that we have literally retested the top of the bull market support bands. We had candle body closes around about $1.35 back in January, and when we did have these, we had sizable moves back down to the downside. I personally find that the EMA ribbons fit this a little bit better. We normally have rejections on the 21 EMA, and if we don't have them on the 21 EMA, we push up to the next EMA up at the 25 EMA. I should probably be looking at the EMA ribbons over on this chart. They've got a little bit more trading history, but as you can see, we normally either get rejected on the 21 or the 25 EMA, and this line that we've just been rejected from that we looked at in the previous chart is beautifully lining up with this 21 EMA ribbon. So since this has happened, what else am I seeing in the charts? Well, let's now remove the EMA ribbons. We just talked about how we got rejected from the top of the bull market support bands. We just got rejected from our first EMA ribbon, the 21 EMA on the weekly time frame. If we are once again looking at the weekly time frame, you can see that we are putting in this potential head and shoulders formation. Now, this is absolutely picture perfect and beautiful, whether you're looking at the candle body closes or the wicks. I will be drawing it from the wicks, and as you can see, this is absolutely beautiful right now. If we are getting rejected from the top of the bull market support bands, the bottom of the EMA ribbons on the 21 EMA, and also this top of the range right here at $1.13, then this head and shoulders is going to look very, very convincing, and this has a price target all the way down here at 56 cents. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing with Kadena in both the lower time frames with this rejection. You can see the daily stochastic RSI has topped out. A lot of the time, you know, we talked about this range at the start of the video. When we do come up above this range, we top out in the stochastic. When we come to the bottom side of this range as well, we have bottoms in the stochastic, and we always have very, very quick and volatile moves when this happens. Now, since the last top, we topped out on the stochastic at 96. We're right now, like I said, at 100. So it's looking like a big move is going to come for Kadena. Like I said, we topped out on the daily time frame on the stock. We're topping out on the 4-hour time frame for the stock. You can also see the total altcoin market has broken out of a similar range. The last time we did this, we had a quick swing failure pattern up to the macro 618 Fibonacci, got rejected and had a huge move back down. I don't believe the altcoin market has too much further to move to the upside. If it does move up much further, you can see we've broken out of this range. If we do come over to the weekly time frame, I'm thinking this is going to be a double top very, very soon. If we push up a little bit further, it's possible we can only move up about another 6% or so up to the 618 Fibonacci, confirming a double top on the 618. So like I said, that's pretty much all I've got for you on this video for Kadena. If we do look at the weekly oscillators, you can see that the squeeze momentum indicator is still moving down. The stochastic RSI has actually bounced from 50, the heart line. If we are looking back in history, we haven't had a bounce or a rejection on the heart line before, so we are kind of in uncharted territory. For the weekly, it's possible the stock moves up a tiny bit further, but looking at the lower time frames, we're definitely due for a correction. Like I said earlier, we normally get rejected from either the 21 EMA or the 25 EMA, so if you are shorting right now, you should probably be a tiny bit cautious, because often we do continue moving up to the 25 EMA. This is about another 11 or 12% move from where we are, so if you are trading and you are using a 10x leverage, you might get liquidated on this one. I definitely recommend not to use a 10x leverage. We could push up 10-11% and then absolutely start nuking. This is a possibility. So when we are looking at one final chart before talking about my trade, coming over to KDA BTC, a lot of people are getting excited over the movement to the upside in the past few weeks, but come over to KDA BTC. This chart is in a absolutely undeniable bear market. Altcoins are still getting viciously slaughtered against Bitcoin. So if you are bullish on altcoins, if you are DCAing altcoins still, make sure that you're not just looking at their US dollar pairs. Some of them are up quite heavily on the US dollar. Most of them are still getting brutalized against Bitcoin. It was only 3 days ago over on Wednesday, we had a new bear market low for Kadena. If we come over to the weekly time frame, you can see this is a beautiful touch point on a Fibonacci that we drew out, the 2 extension over here. We have had a slight bounce since then. This almost pretty much looks like a very ugly slanted bear flag at this moment in time, but I really just want to show you that alts and Kadena are still bleeding out hard against Bitcoin. So we talked about how the 4 hours topping out. We talked about how the daily is a major area of resistance, which is in confluence with bull market support bands, EMA ribbons. We talked about how weekly time frames are pretty overextended. We talked about how many oscillators on the daily and the 4 hour are calling for a breakdown, and it's looking like this is going to be a brutal move to the downside very soon. So as we have had this 12% face tear to the upside, how am I going to be trading this? Well, I'm entering my first trade on Kadena for the first time in a very long time. The last time we entered a trade was about a month ago over on Kadena. If I do come back, I believe it was pretty much exactly a month ago, we had a video down here, KDA Trade now. We entered this trade all the way up at $1.25, maybe 26 cents, and we shorted the market. We did walk away with major profits on this. We made an update video somewhere in the past few weeks talking about how our trade, here we go, Kadena Trade was exploding in the profit, and when the price did pump back up to the upside, we had a trailing stop loss, and like I said, we made major gains on this trade. So one of the major reasons why we did enter this trade up here is because we had a sharp move to the upside. If you are a veteran of the channel, you know that I don't like to chase trends to the downside. I like to watch the chart, sit on the sidelines. I'm very happy to not trade for a month. Then when I do see these huge moves to the upside, I have to say, you know, we are very overextended right now. It's probably time to enter that new short from a position of strength, of course. So last trade, very successful. This trade as well, we are very overextended right now, so I'm thinking this is also going to be a very, very beautiful trade for Kadena. Now, right now, we're pretty much trading at $1.09. On some exchanges, we're trading at $1.10. Kind of trading between those ranges. I did open up a short just beneath this trend line before I did start recording this video. I opened my short from $1.12. By the time I've uploaded this, we're probably going to be trading right around $1.10. So really not too much further away from where we are at this moment in time. Like I said, do be very, very cautious if you're entering high leverage. It's possible we move up to $1.21, $1.22. I'm not 100% predicting this. I think it's very, very 50-50 right now. It is a possibility, but nonetheless, the risk to reward, in my opinion, of entering this short is looking very, very good for me. So, like I said, a couple of major price targets you can keep your eyes on is this head and shoulders breakdown down here at 56 cents. We also do have major volume profiles on the weekly where we do have support around about 69 cents and at 50 cents as well. So I'm personally going to be targeting the first volume profile down here at 69 to 68 cents. I entered this short on a 5x leverage, like I said, from $1.12 just before recording this video. We have started to come down a tiny bit, but really we're pretty much at the same price that I entered. I'm going to be taking profits down here at 69 cents. Like I said, if you are entering this, make sure that you've either got a tight stop loss if you're into that, or use a low leverage. I'm much more into using low leverage trades when there is a possibility that we could push up a tiny bit further to $1.22 to $1.23. But if we are entering this on a 5x leverage, then the take profit will be down here at almost a 40% profit. That is a whole 200% return, or a 2x to double your money on this trade. A very nice risk to reward, in my opinion. So that's pretty much all I've got. Like I said, lower time frames, 4-hour, daily time frame, weekly. A lot of these oscillators are looking pretty beat at this moment in time. We are retesting some major areas of resistance right now, and the altcoin market looks like it's pretty much done with this pump to the upside. Because of this, we've got some pretty bearish patterns forming right now on Kadena, and I'm going to be taking this opportunity when a lot of people are getting bullish on this pump. I'm going to be using this opportunity as a reversion to the mean to be shorting the market on a 5x leverage. So for today, my friends, that is really all I've got. As always, not financial advice. I'm just letting you know how I'm looking at these markets, how I'm navigating these markets. If you are entering with me, be very, very cautious, because all it could take from the entry point up here is, 9 or 10% pump up to this $1.22, $1.23, where the 25 EMA resides. Once again, it is a possibility we push up a tiny bit further. If you are using a 10x leverage, it's very, very likely that you are going to get liquidated, and the risk to reward on this trade gets heavily diminished if you're using anything more than a 5x leverage, in my opinion. So with that, my friends, that's all I've got. As always, if you do enjoy my content, if you are making money with me on these KDA trades, like we made major returns in the previous KDA trade, then be sure to let me know down below. If you do enjoy my videos, leave a like and a comment, share the videos with your friends. If you want to further support the channel, you can click the join button and become a member today. But yeah, like I said, that's all I've got. Follow me over on Twitter at 618_cowboy. You know the gist. All of my socials, if you click on the about section, you can see my Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and merch store are linked down below. Hope to see you over on there. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. Good luck trading the markets. I'm out. Peace.